Hey everyone, I would like to talk to you about what I think, what I've come to the opinion of why Nietzsche went mad. I think I figured it out. And I figured it out because I think it's very much related to my own personal story. Because you see, I grew up knowing the New Testament extremely well. Really well. Memorizing large sections of it, actually. And I think I figured out why Nietzsche went mad. I think I figured it out. It's because Nietzsche said something indecent that wasn't exactly true. And I think he knew deep down it wasn't exactly true. In both Will to Power and The Antichrist, both remarkable books. But I think he betrayed in those books a little bit his own Zarathustra, his own thus spoke his Zarathustra. I would like to suggest to you that Nietzsche went mad precisely because he actually went against his own Zarathustra in those books. How did he do that? Well, at bottom, I would like to suggest that Nietzsche was an archetypalist, a Christian archetypalist. You know, if there's anyone in the world who is qualified to look at Zarathustra with the eyes of the New Testament, and the Bible for that matter, but particularly of the New Testament, it would be me. Every page I read of Zarathustra, there's a mention of the Bible. There's a bouncing off of the Bible, particularly off the New Testament, particularly off the words of Christ. It's the most common phenomenon in the entire Thus Spoke Zarathustra. I run into it constantly. And particularly after getting into Carl Jung's The Red Book, of which in many ways is very similar to Zarathustra. I've been really creeped out lately. But I think Nietzsche went mad because at bottom he was a Christian archetypalist, but he was not a Christian moralist. But in The Antichrist and other places, he couldn't see this about himself. He couldn't escape his own Christian archetypalism. It was indeed right for Nietzsche to reject Christian morality. But I think while he was reading Zarathustra, he knew, or his spirit knew, that he was attempting an affirmation of Christian archetypes while simultaneously rebuking Christian morality, which was good and appropriate and right for him to do. Indeed, I think that will serve history quite well. But I think he went mad because in books like The Antichrist, which have some really good things in it, but in my opinion are more sloppy, he wasn't able, or he lost sight of that truth about himself. That there was no escaping the Christian archetypes of the Bible. There was no escaping them. I was just, for example, reading The Child with a Mirror. The very beginning of that passage is, most people don't know this, but it's a bouncing off of Jesus's The Parable of the Sower. It bounces off of that, the Parable of the Sower. And it actually indicates a profound understanding of what Jesus was saying in the Parable of the Sower, a profound understanding of the gospel story that Christians themselves really have no clue about. The irony is that Nietzsche knew the Parable of the Sower better than anybody. And lately, the meaning of that, this profound meaning, the Parable of the Sower, has become just so precious to me. So when I had made videos in the past, I myself had not made that clear distinction in my mind. That the goal was to lift up and explain, glorify really, the archetypes of the Bible, while simultaneously to discard its morality, what Nietzsche called its moralic acid. That tragically, the Bible story has had to be this way. The Bible story has had to be had to have profound archetypes that are true about our human condition and about our human world. But the goal was to take that and to make an extraction, to extract the archetypes without the morality or the moralic acid that is typically gone along with it, which is what Zarathustra is, and which, by the way, Carl Jung's Red Book is also. So why did Nietzsche go mad? I propose that Nietzsche went mad because in his later years he got so frustrated, and believe me, I share that frustration. He got so frustrated, and I think Carl Jung would too, he got so frustrated with the obtuseness of modern Christians, the stupidity of modern Christians, the smug, self-righteous stupidity, which in our world is on display literally fucking everywhere. But he got so angry at it that he went full bore attacking it in the Antichrist. And I think somewhere along the way he forgot, or maybe he never articulated to himself to begin with, that Nietzsche was a Christian archetypalist, but not an anti-Christ in the sense, or sorry, anti-Christian in the sense of being an anti-moralist. Extract the archetypes from the Bible, extract them, and repudiate the morality of the Bible. Thus you respect the Bible and you save it from yourself, which always was the project of Zarathustra, which is why, and I'm more equipped to know this better than anyone else in the whole fucking world, Zarathustra is riddled with Bible references. This was Nietzsche's grand project. I think when he wrote in exasperation and anger at all, the rightful anger at all the terrible Christian hypocrites that fill this world, he just did a full-bore assault on Christianity in general, when in reality, and I think he knew this deep down, the goal was to extract the archetypes from the moralizing. In a sense, the right project has been to take the Bible from the hands of the good Christians, repudiate the morality in there, and save the archetypes. Do a sort of jaws of life extraction after this absolute train wreck of modern day Christianity, which, by the way, is an open war with its founder. What do you think? Thanks for listening.